been laughing looking at that clip of you. How much fun is it for you to be on stage, sitting there telling story after story after story?
Oh, it's an honor, and it's so healing to share it with people and Chicago audiences. I don't have to tell you, they're so emotionally responsive. They're so there. It's really wonderful. I would do it for nothing, but don't tell anybody.
Right? Of course, a lot of people recognize you from The Nanny, which was a fantastic show. And there's a rumor that this show could get a reboot. Is that true?
I have insisted, if it comes back, that Fran has to play my daughter. No, actually, the way I got on the show was she wanted me to play the mother, but they wanted somebody who was Presbyterian. So they said, you know, we'll try and see how it is. So they did, and they said, hey, that's a good idea. Jewish woman to play a Jewish woman.
Think of that.
So, do you still talk to Fran regularly?
Yes, I do. I do all the time. I just did her cruise with her for Cancer Schmancer.
Wow, very nice. And so the show could come back. You didn't give us an answer there.
Oh, well, she's going to do 2 new shows now. She's on a new show and another show. She's called Dinner with Fran.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we're not giving up hope, though, on that. All right, so let's talk about the one-woman show, because you have worked with so many icons.
Yes.
And you share stories, people like Jerry Lewis, Marilyn Monroe. Are these some of the things
Jerry Lewis, I was on the Jack Paar with him show, and he said to me, you're so funny. If you're ever in California, look me up. So I flew there the next day. And I said, okay, I'm here. And he said, oh, there's nothing now for you. And I said, yeah, but you wrote the script, didn't you? And he said, yeah. I said, well, I've seen your movies. Rip out 5 pages and just write 5 new ones. And he said, okay, here, tear out 5 pages. And I did, and he wrote me a part, and that was my first movie, The Errand Boy.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That is incredible. And there's like a message in that. I mean, you actually went for it. You know, so many people don't go for things. People say things and you think, oh, yeah, you know, yeah, I'll do that later. But you didn't waste the time.
I know. When people say we have to have lunch, I say in an hour.
Because so many people say it just to throw it away.
Yes,
oh, yeah, let's have lunch. Let's get together. But I like that.
Or call me. My husband, I auditioned for him, and he said, thank you, we'll call you. And then the phone rang, and I said, I thought you said you were going to call me. He said, where are you? I said, in the lobby. I had to call him.
I love it. And the 2 of you were married 53 years.
53 years.
And we're sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
And before he died, he said to me, if you get a tattoo, I'll get one. And I said, oh, I can't, because if you're Jewish, you wouldn't be buried in a Jewish cemetery. But I'll get a cockamamie with your name on it. You know, it's just like a piece of paper that you wet and you put on.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
That's what people could do.
Yeah.
And then if you change your mind, you just wash it off.
Yeah, Jermaine Dupri never thought of that, did
Yeah, exactly.
We have a couple of pictures I want to show, and tell us what comes to mind. Let's see this first one. Is it Barbra Streisand? Let's take a look at Barbra Streisand. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you see that?
You know, she was 17 when I worked. She opened for me, and I was the comedian. And she said, what should I sing? Which should I do, this song or that song? And 10 years later, she called me from the White House and said, which song? I said, look, I told you 10 years ago you didn't listen. Look where it got you.
Exactly. Okay, take a look at this picture, you and Marilyn Monroe.
I was in class with her, and I said to her, do you think I look like your sister? Someone says I do. And she said, someone from class? I said, no, my mother. She said, well, you could be my sister because I don't know who my father is. And my mother's in an institution. And I said, well, that lets me out because my parents are on the loose, so.
So is this what your show's going to be like, just story and laugh after laugh after laugh?
Whoever I met, I asked what diet they were on because I thought if I ate like them, I would look like them.
Me too.
And it almost worked.
Me too. All right. Well, if you want to see Renee Taylor share all of her hilarious stories on her one-woman show, My Life on a Diet, it is playing through August 4th at the North Shore Center for the Performing Arts in Skokie. For tickets and more information, go to northshorecenter.org. Thanks so much for being here today.